Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome to Mountain. Mountain. I will talk in a moment about what Mountain is, but right now we have this white cube that says children and hint, draw something. So I am going to draw something. I am going to draw some 3D glasses. Because that is kind of my unofficial logo of sorts. So let's draw some 3D glasses and click done. And logic. Do I need to draw something else? I've not played this. This is the first time I've launched this game, which we will discuss later on about whether or not it is a game. But let's draw a very terrible representation of Saturn. Oh gosh, this is more like a Mexican jumping bean version of Saturn, if Saturn itself was from Mexico. I don't know. Crazy Saturn thing. All right, birth. Okay, am I supposed to be responding to these prompts? Let's go with, why not a Minecraft grass block? Because I'm nothing if not completely predictable and stuck in a single frame of reference. Patience. All right, now we must have patience. I am now being generated. Welcome to Mountain. You are Mountain. You are God. Please enjoy your time here. I will. Thank you very much, Mountain, the game. So here we are. We're playing Mountain. This is a game recently released, released today, July 1st, 2014. By David O'Reilly, who is an Irish filmmaker and artist who's based in LA. We just had a saving thing there. We're saving the game, and we're watching ourselves play as the mountain. We can scroll in and out. Oh, we are simply a mountain floating in space, in the vast cosmos. But yeah, David O'Reilly is actually an artist, a filmmaker. Most recently, he was involved in the Spike Jonze movie Her, where he was the animation director who created all of the sequences and the in-movie sequences where the characters were playing video games. This is a story or a movie that's kind of set in the near, not too distant future, so the games are kind of like 3D holograms. It's a movie about artificial intelligence. I personally haven't seen it. I want to see it. I wish to see it. Will my wish be granted at any point? And he actually created these video games in the movie. So this is actually his first foray into making an actual video game. He also wrote, directed, and produced and animated an episode of Adventure Time, and has done a bunch of other art projects, mostly dealing with 3D art and in film and music videos. He did a music video for U2. It's been all around here. And Mountain, like I said, is his first game. It's only $1, only $1 for Mac, PC, or Linux, and there is also an iOS version. And let me run down the list of features here. The features, as listed on the website: no controls, automatic saves, audio on or off switch, time moves forward, things grow and things die, and there's about 50 hours of gameplay. And then once you're generated, once you as the mountain are generated, you cannot be regenerated. So very similar to how I feel about Minecraft before you were able to use... I've had dreams about this day for days. Day of days, excuse me. Alright. Kind of like how Minecraft, I liked it before being able to extract your world seed once you generated a world, it was your world and nobody else could have it because it was just randomly generated, kind of how I appreciate the Far Lands of Bust world. So yeah, it's very procedurally generated. Now I'm assuming, I had no idea, like I said, this is the first time I've launched Mountain. That whole drawing thing, those 3 panels of drawing, I'm assuming that is as if you're creating the seed for the mountain you're building here. So whatever unique thing you draw in those 3 panels somehow makes the seed. I'm assuming. I have no idea. There's no information about this whatsoever. I'm sure if you asked David O'Reilly, he might let you know, but I'm assuming that was the thing that was happening there, and I didn't expect that at all, but that sort of makes sense. Yeah, we're playing Mountain. As you heard, there are no controls except for I found one control. Zoom in and out, and left click allows you to take different perspective, but it always tends to fall back on the ooh, that's some nice lighting effects. It always tends to fall back towards the default kind of horizon view here. Ooh, we've got some magma beneath us, it looks like. So yeah, there are controls. You know, whoop. I pressed A and I got a beep. Oh. Your keyboard turns into a keyboard, a musical keyboard. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, I feel a little bit falsely advertised too. I was told there would be no controls and there would only be an audio on and off switch, but there turns out to be some level of influence you can have over at least the external experience of being a mountain playing music. I missed a text thing. What does this do? Is that like exit? I don't want to do that. But yeah, this is basically it. It's a mountain simulator. On the website, under the genre. Ooh, is that another mountain out there? What is that? Are there other mountains? Or is that a meteor? Are we due for some sort of catastrophe or something? But yeah, under genre, it's known or been described as a mountain simulator. I suppose on Steam, if this were available on Steam, it would be called Mountain Simulator 2014, or a relax 'em up, which I really like. That's the first time I've ever heard that terminology, relax 'em up. Reminds me of a lot of the other games that I play that aren't quite so frustrating or nail-biting or shoot people in the facing. Just a relax 'em up, not a shoot 'em up, not a whack 'em up or a punch 'em up or a whatever 'em up. A relax 'em up, and then also art horror. I'm not sure where the horror part comes in, but art horror. But very interesting. I heard about this. It was first actually introduced at E3 this year. Got a little bit of buzz. You know, there's this guy who does all this like 3D art and stuff, and worked on, you know, Her, the movie, and is now coming out with this game called Mountain, which you're looking at it. We are playing Mountain, and we could play for the next 50 hours and enjoy the experience. I'm not obviously going to do that, but yeah, it's this genre of games, and I'm sure it's been around for a while. Just possibly thanks to the internet, these sort of art games are becoming easier to find, easier to stumble across on the internet, a little bit easier to market. Things reminding me obviously of Proteus. We played A Slower Speed of Light, Glitch Hikers most recently. I mean, even towards things like Universe Sandbox, Space Engine even. That Space Engine is kind of almost towards the educational simulator style of Universe Simulator, but Space Engine is very, you know, you can just sit there and watch the planets orbit for hours on end. Also, I don't know if you remember Spacewalk. It was kind of more of a tech demo for the Oculus Rift, where you're basically just in a spacesuit, floating and spacewalking around the International Space Station. Some ambient noises and you know, no real point and whatnot, and it kind of does bring up that that question that everybody was asking about Proteus and other games, even about things like Flower, Journey, games I personally haven't been able to play because they're console, but brings up the question, what is a video game? And it's a difficult question to ask, and there are, for whatever reason, people tend to get really polarized when you ask them this question. It's almost like, how do you pronounce animated GIF or GIF? It brings up a lot of strange passions that I don't know why people spend time on really drawing lines in the sand, but I do appreciate that things like this, like Mountain, like Proteus, like Flower and stuff like that exist to get that conversation going as to what is a video game. Certainly it can't be defined by having complex mechanics, because you look back at the first games there ever were, the first popular game, you were a little white rectangle whose entire goal was to bounce a smaller white rectangle across the screen. I'm speaking of Pong, of course. So that is a mechanic, but a single mechanic, and graphically very extremely simple, and people still consider that a video game. I do feel I'm honestly a little bit disappointed in Mountain that I had so much control, and that I have so much control both in the viewing here and also the playing of piano songs, and also that kind of seed that I'm still assuming that little drawing effect that we started out with is what created the mountain here. I honestly thought I would load up the game, a mountain would randomly generate, and that would be the game. Because it's, no controls, it saves the game, time moves forward, stuff happens. It's raining now. So I honestly I was looking for even more of a distilled experience, to be honest, but this is still pretty cool. And I'm in the camp who would call this a game. It's sort of, to me, feels like it's up to the creator whether or not they want to call their creation, this program, this 3D rendering, a game or not, and then we can judge it as such. It's not really for us to decide after the fact. I mean, it can be, and we can have the discussion, obviously, but it's a little bit more, we have a saving. We're saving. Automatic saving enabled. Ooh, it's high quality right there. So, I'm not doing this. I am digging this Night of Nights. We had a Day of Days, and now we are digging the Nights of Nights. Let's see how far I can scroll out, actually, since we're exploring the boundaries of what is a game. Here's... Oh, yeah, there are, like, other... Oh, and as we get further away, we start to hear kind of space sounds, I guess, is what this could be referred to as. The sounds of space. Oh yeah, we are surrounded by a bunch of debris, asteroids, if you will. It's kind of interesting why we are in nighttime mode, even though there does not appear to be a particular sun of any description. Let's try to inspect. I'm an explorer. I must explore and inspect the... Oh, wait, stuff is happening. Wait, I don't want to miss the stuff that's happening on me, because I am playing as the mountain. Third-person mountain simulator. Unless that's just the noise of being in space as I am. The scroll takes a while. I should up the lines per scroll that I have on my mouse. Alright, here we go. Back within our sphere, a little atmosphere of influence here. Oh, the trees seem to be evolving, or perhaps it's now the fall time. Very Proteus-like, where the seasons change and whatnot. But yeah, I consider this a game if the creator wants to consider it a game. I don't believe it is. I don't believe it's the responsibility of a game to have any sort of complex interface or user input, or in this case, much user input at all. There certainly, obviously, doesn't need to be a point or a storyline or an end game. Just look at Minecraft. Just look at your other kind of survival exploration open world, even sandbox games. I mean, remember, even though it has kind of another story to it, Sinking Simulator or those physics simulators like Fun, PHUN, or things like that can be considered games, and people can create their own games within them. But does there need to be an actual point? Does there need to be a protagonist and a bad guy and a good guy, or a problem to solve? Is there anything like that that's necessary? I don't believe so. But this is really cool. This really reminds me of, I mentioned this before, even though before I did this YouTube thing. What are those? Are those like little trees growing? I can't click on things. I was a graphic designer, a web designer in a previous life, and I didn't actually go to school for that. I went to school, college, university, whatever you want to call it, in a discipline that was not graphic design, what I would call commercial art, advertising, or anything like that. But I went to the fine arts school of this college, and they had, much like you could be a sculptor or a painting or even a music major, some sort of art. You have a medium of that art. The medium of the art school that I was in was digital art, so we used computers. Computers were our medium, so we created things. If you were skilled enough and you had the software, you certainly could create three-dimensional artworks like this. Another section of it was digital audio. I mentioned before I designed and programmed a random music generator that, again, you press a button, the music, the score, the tempo, everything, the notes were procedurally generated, and the kind of artsy-fartsy concept I went with was, I'm super into this fresh morning, man. Super into it. The concept I went with is that once you push a button, it generated and played the song. It also randomized the length of the song. And then once that song was over, unless you're sitting there recording it or digitally recording it on the computer, that song will never be heard again. So again, with the same kind of unique computer-created elements, even though I'm recording this mountain and we're watching the experience together, if somebody else buys Mountain, they'll never get this same mountain again. You'll never generate the same Minecraft world again if you never take down the seed. So that's really interesting to me, kind of the fleetingness, I suppose. There's probably some long thesis I could write, kind of BS my way through a thesis about the temporary status of these bits and bytes and the things we create and whatnot. But I'm not going to go there right now. And yeah, this really reminds me. This is the sort of thing that like the top kid in the class at the digital fine art school I went to, they would create for their senior thesis, and they would enter it into the art show and win the top prize at the end of the year. And they would have it, they would just start it and have it like this projected up on a big wall in the art gallery, and that would be the installation of their project called Mountain or something like that. But well, I don't know. This clearly seems like it would take a little bit longer to make than what a semester in university allows. But yeah, that's kind of cool. Now it's snowing. So yeah, that must have been fall. We now have a snowy peak. I wonder if there is any. Are we going to see? I saw there was like that little red magma situation going on underneath. Is there going to be eventual changes in the terrain? Erosion? Unless that's just a mineral, erosion or an eruption. Perhaps I'm a volcanic mountain. You can be anything in Mountain. You could even be a mountain. Oh wow! So yeah, I really enjoy this. The links, as always, are in the doobly-doo, the video description below, to where you can get your hands for only $1 for Mac, PC, Linux, and like I said, there's an iOS version. Mountain the game, Mountain Simulator, whatever you want to call it. Mountain is the actual name of the title of the program. And a really cool thing I decided to share with you guys. One of the one-off things that I that I like to, the strange, the very strange and unusual. I, myself, am strange and unusual. Ah, reference, movies, and whatnot. I'm really interested in how far you can scroll out. Here I go again, trying to reach the edge of the game world. I cannot resist. Ooh, does the... I don't see the Milky Way, the galaxy anymore. Is space weird? Oh, there it is. All right. Does space change? Yeah, I mean, even like I said, do any of these asteroids ever, say, impact us and actually deform or change the appearance of us, the mountain? Come on. Scroll faster. Oh, I appear to have reached the edge. Yeah, I'm not scrolling out any further. Alright, this is as far as you can scroll away from yourself as the mountain. Create a mountain eclipse. It's very low-res textures here out in space. I suppose they're probably low-res on the mountain, too. But yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, the piano sounds different out here, too. Oh, spacebar isn't anything. I was hoping it would be like bong. Oops. Oh, no. Sorry, we're back. I accidentally pushed a button on my keyboard and it resized the window, so I'm assuming that messed up the end of the recording there, but I've resized it back to the normal size, and we're recording once again, so hopefully everything was seamless there. But yeah, I was just trying to... Oh, that's it. Yeah, the notes progressively get more echoey, a little bit more reverb as you get further and further away from your mountain. Come on. You go a little bit closer. There doesn't appear to be any... Yeah. I'm a musician. How many keys can you press at a time? They seem like they're all... No matter what I do, they're all, like, harmonic. Like I can't get a bad note. That was kind of bad. Anyway, so yeah, we've survived 2 days here as a mountain. We've survived the rain and the snow, and the sun is setting once again. And like I said, this could go on, apparently, supposedly, for another 50 hours. So you'll have to pick up Mountain yourself and leave it running in the background for 50 hours if you want to find out what happens then. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to end the episode, episode 1 of Mountain. No, this is a one-off thing. Oh, the Firefly's back. Mountain, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for dealing with my strange and bizarre selection and taste in video games. But that's what you sign up for when you subscribe to KurtJMac's channel. And if you're not subscribed, maybe you should. There's a little subscribe button. Click it. And I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Alright, real quick, I'm back very quick, because just as I ended the recording, something interesting happened. A rainbow appeared around our mountain, around us, I suppose you could say. So things definitely dynamically start to change here. You can't really see it The rainbow, that is, from within the atmosphere, but definitely from without. So that's a new thing. Oh, and it's slowly fading away. Sorry, I guess not. Never mind. Now I just want to keep this running in the background all day, every day, to see what happens. But you'll have to buy it to find out, because I'm not going to record for that long.